Wow, there's a lot of those. It's really hard to pick one. That's a really good one. I think I did not go to my high school prom. I bailed on the prom because it's a long story, but I bailed on the prom and then immediately regretted it and wanted to ask this girl, but I was friends with some other people that said, oh, prom. Who goes to the prom? We don't need to go to the prom. Because no one asked them and no one would go with them. Because I hung out with, it was a bad group that I hung out with. They were like, we don't need the prom. Who needs the prom? And I was like, yeah, I don't need the prom. And then this girl that I liked said, do you think you might go to the prom? I was like, no, who needs the prom? And then it was clear that she would have gone to the prom with me, okay? So I don't go to the prom, and it gets worse. That's my Mayor Quimby. So my dad, I don't go to the prom that night, and he said that I had to plant these bushes for him. And he was like, and I hadn't done it, and he was like, you gotta get on that, man! I'm like, all right, I'll do it. Someday I'll have my own show, and then I'll show you. And he's like, what was that? And I'll be like, nothing. So I went in the backyard, and we didn't have enough fertilizer, so I got in my dad's crappy 1970 Pontiac. I drove to the gardening supply store. I loaded a bunch of fertilizer in the back, and the fertilizer dust was all over me. I'm driving back. I get to an intersection. A prom limo pulls up next to me, and the window lowers, and it's Jimmy Hennessy and the girl who wanted to go to the prom with me, and I'm covered in horse manure dust. And I gave one of those like weak smiles, and it was like the coolest prom limo you've ever seen. Snoop Dogg was in there, and there was a disco ball, and fireworks were going off, and they were splitting the atom and drinking, and then the window went back up and they took off, and I went home and finished planting some poinsettias that have since died. There's your story for you. Now I'm depressed. Between the economy and that question, I don't think I can take too much here. I love you too, sir.